The Sick Rose by William Blake. O rose, thou art sick, the invisible worm that flies in the night, in the howling storm, has found out thy bed of crimson joy, and his dark secret love does thy life destroy. The structure of the poem is 2 quatrains, and it rhymes at A, B, C, B, D, E, F, E. The lines are fairly short, and it adds to the dread that can be felt in the poem. Literally, the speaker is addressing a rose that is sick and dying. A worm has wriggled its way and infected the rose, thus destroying the rose. The attitude I try to use is calm, serious, and somber. This is the case because how the rose is sick and is being destroyed by the worm. The rose is a symbol of love and beauty, and it is used to portray a naive young woman whose affair is literally killing her. And in the first line, the speaker addresses the rose with the phrase, "O rose, thou art sick." This is called an apostrophe. The rose here could be a metaphor for love or passion. The invisible worm that flies in the night is used to represent the woman's forbidden lover. Since the worm comes in the night, in the dark, this would imply an illicit affair possibly with a married lover. As I mentioned already, the one literary device in this poem is apostrophe. There is also metaphor and personification, symbol, and rhyme. The crimson bed is not a literal flower bed, but it is the bed of passion. So Blake uses metaphors throughout the poem to make connections to the theme of death and illness. The first part is in the second line in the first stanza, which I've already mentioned, the invisible worm. The worm is symbolic of a pathogen capable of bringing illness to a body. The worm is referred to as being invisible, which emphasizes the mystery and uncertainty of the disease which the rose has. The rose likely refers to a woman significant to the poet, which is Blake, because roses are usually viewed as a feminine symbol. The visual and auditory imagery of the howling storm infers chaos, danger, and obscurity in the poem. This develops the mysterious and dangerous quality of the disease, which is the worm. The length of the poem, which is only 8 lines, contributes to the meaning of death and illness, because usually death is sudden and unexpected, reflective in the ending of the poem, which is, does thy life destroy? So even if a person is diagnosed with a disease or given a certain amount of time they have left before they die, the instance that the person dies is still unexpected and fast. This poem reads quickly and ends abruptly with a death. The poet's tone is distant, evident in the lack of descriptive diction, rhetorical questions, and first-person pronouns. This gives the reader a better sense of mystery and eeriness throughout the poem. The title also introduces the reader to a theme of darkness. In line 4, Blake uses a metaphor for when he says howling. This word reminds us of dogs or wolves. The sounds here are a metaphor for the storm. So howling storm transcends the cliche to add a beastly undertone to the poem. In conclusion, the worm is destroying the love that the rose has for something that the poet does not say. The rose is dying because of the element that the worm is adding to its relationship.